AskReddit buy, deleted. What's the biggest scam in today's society? Planned obsolescence in general. A lot of these comments speak to it. I'm sick of planning on a new toaster, new coffee maker, new boots, new jacket, new everything every 2 years. The waste is sickening. And the time to find out what is being offered, what companies have declined in quality, what the latest model of iron looks like. I don't need any more improvements to pajamas. Leave some of these things alone, add some point and improve things that matter. Wall-E doesn't seem like much of a stretch anymore, eh? Insider trading in Congress. We, Congress, have decided that stock trading by members of Congress, us, will remain legal because we said so. Now shut up and donate to my re-election, you ungrateful peasants. Ticketmaster charging a $30 processing fee for a $50 ticket. The Live Nation monopoly will continue to poison our cities with their shitty venues and gouge ticket prices. Textbook access codes that you get after buying a new textbook and can use only once. Textbooks in general. I took an abnormal psychology class in college once, and the professor was insistent that we needed a new edition, $180 book, that we would be using it all the time. She actually held a raffle for a free one for a lucky student. We did not open the textbooks once all semester. Everything we needed to know was discussed on PowerPoint and made available online. Fitness advice by influencers whose only goal is peddling their products. Liverking out. Recycling labels on plastic items. So many single-use plastics have a recycle symbol on them when in reality nobody will touch that shit. It's way cheaper to just make new plastic 99% of the time compared to trying to process and filter out the contaminants of used plastic, if it's even a formula that can actually be recycled. I'm partially convinced the reason we have so much plastic waste as a society is this trickery making us think we're actually recycling a meaningful amount of it. It's not just plastic. In my town, Domino's Pizza has been advertising that their pizza boxes are recyclable. On their website, if you look up our town, it says that pizza boxes are explicitly allowed in the recycling bins. Unfortunately, if you check with the city, you'll see that pizza boxes are specifically prohibited. It's like Domino's is tricking us into fucking up the recycling just to make us feel better about their shitty pizza. In Canada, at least, cable internet cell prices. Eastlink is purposely messing up my older model system to try and get me to upgrade. My TV and internet is $187 a month. This is ridiculous. Cell phone isn't even included in that. Edit, since this is getting attention. Am I crazy? I just started seeing ads for fiber for Eastlink. All of a sudden everything has slowed down drastically. Can't even access on demand, and my channel swapping option just disappeared. I worked in Canada for 4 years and as a Brit, it was cheaper for me to keep my English phone contract and pay £5 a month extra to use my unlimited calls, text and data in Canada. That deal on a Canadian SIM would have been about $90 a month. I was paying £25, $38. Working 9-5 MF and still being broke. Working 8-5, with a hard hour for lunch, if that, still being broke and being told by management company that if you don't perform, you will be let go. Some companies still hold on to the "you won't get very far at this company if you're not putting in at least 60 HRSWK, and we didn't build this company with people working from home." Literally any marketing demographic for consumer goods. Green marketing. Healthy marketing. Weight loss products. You name it. I got into a keto diet a few years back. The biggest thing about the keto diet is that you cut carbs out entirely. When you do that you start to miss simple things like sandwiches, so I looked up keto safe bread alternatives. Online you'll see options for keto bread, this keto bread that. I read the macros and they have more carbs than the regular stuff. Needing a degree for our entry-level low-paying jobs. I think the issue here is more that the value of a college degree has gone down. Where a college degree meant you were able to enter a business on a management level 2 generations ago, it is now nothing more than a starting qualification. Annual raises are lower than annual inflation. My company recently increased yearly raises from 2% to 2.5%. Thanks. The fact that technology was supposed to free us from the 40-hour work week, but instead people are now expected to do the jobs of 4 people or they have to just sit around, putting in their time like a prison. I created a bunch of automated tasks for work. They got rid of 4 people because it was running so well. I argued that I needed these people to make sure it ran so well. Now I am doing the job of probably 8 people and they are bitching that I am not getting things done quickly enough or there are mistakes. They literally just fired 2 of my most important people last week and everyone is all up in my shit for missing project deadlines I didn't even know existed. Any MLM? Absolutely. Still a pyramid scheme. The recycling and refuse system. I agree. E-waste recycling in my area is a massive joke. Nearest place that will take it is 3+ hours away but places will take TVS but not piles of circuit boards. Makes no sense to me. TVs are harder to recycle and they have circuit boards in them. Televangelism, which is legalized fraud plain and simple. Funerals and weddings. I saved $800 on my wedding cake by insisting it was just for a party. Like, my mother asked the traditional way and was quoted $1,100. I said oh hell no and called back for a quote on the same dimensions and flavors minus the W word and the cake was magically only $300. I said this in a food sub and had a whole bunch of pissed off bakers downvoting me and telling me off. Us only, allowing politicians to trade stocks while also having a legal avenue for corruption. Lobbying. What a scam. There's that, but it just us politicians, in general. I'm on my way. But still on the bed. My mill lives 5 minutes down the road. If she texts that she's leaving now, she will never be here sooner than 20 minutes. Being a company man. Every company you work for, you are only as good as your output to them. There are exceptions for small family type companies, but looking at the Fortune 500 types, it's 100% metrics on what have you or your group done for me lately. Mandatory tipping at a fixed percentage. I much rather we get rid of this tipping culture and just integrate the cost of a fairly paid staff into the prices, just like everyone else in the world. No, don't let me arbitrage what is a fair tip to your staff. You're supposed to manage your staff. That's part of your fucking job. Hire, train and fire as you deem fair against your own standards. Subscription-based software. It's even worse for those of us who were alive in the before times too. Convenient fees for paying rent online. Wow, everyone letting the banks and financial institutions slide on by. Fuck banks and financial institutions, and the horse they rode in on. The 40-hour work week, for 40 years, for a 401k and social security. Scam. 40 years in my country, it's currently questionable if I'll even be able to retire after working 40 years, let alone if I survive until then. Every few years they raise the retirement age. A lot of people working physical jobs are forced to retire early because their bodies are so damaged from many years of work they can't continue working and are too old and broken to find a different employment. This is bullshit. And retiring early means you get less retirement money from the state, because you should have worked longer and paid more taxes. That is seriously pissing me off. Everyone is yelling we don't have enough people working trades, nobody wants to work real jobs anymore, everyone wants to work office jobs, fucking hell. No, but working an office job means you won't destroy your body or lose what little free time you get, so you can actually retire properly at the end of the line. Health insurance. It's great how you can pay for something every month to get nothing out of it, then if something happens you pay even more. Corporate personhood. Corporations and people in my eyes until Texas executes a building. The American election cycle. Our politicians spend each term mostly planning for the next election, rather than working together to help make lives better. Getting myself re-elected is a politician's greatest talent. Being a good steward of public trust and responsibility barely enters the equation. Don't re-elect anybody. They are all failing at doing what we elected them to do. This right here, most presidents spend the first term carefully stepping around topics and not causing a huge uproar. Most. Then the second term it's all claws and brawls to just push as much shit through before their time is up. Credit scores. The system's deeply flawed. Before credit scoring, credit was often determined based off of things like race, religion and marital status. So sure, credit scoring is flawed, but the previous model was worse. College overall, 19-year-old wants 10k to start a business, no way. Same 19-year-old wants 150k for college, sure. Reason for this: the government won't guarantee loan repayment for your failed business. Deleted.